Hey, John here. Let's have a look-see at this Opti-Tekscope here. Saw this on Amazon the other day. You may recognize this if you follow James Sherman. I think this is the camera that he uses on his bench. And I thought that his focused very nicely and got much better close-ups than the camera that I've been using. So I thought I'd try one out. I'll put a link to this below my video. As always, a big thanks to all my subscribers, supporters, thumbs uppers, people that just host chats and stuff on the Discord. I'm learning stuff like crazy here. I've never had a better time with this hobby. Just a big thanks to everybody, especially the VIPs. You help me buy stuff like this so we can all learn something about it. Today, let's see if it works with Linux. All right, so obviously they've included a manual printed right on the box. Very rarity indeed. I don't have a knife here. Well, that will come off okay. Let's see what we got inside here. Ooh, there's even... I don't even have a CD or DVD player on my computer. It's nice that they have instructions for Windows and Macs. And the rest of us have to suffer. Okay. Oh, they have a real man. Call 7 days a week. Woo-hoo-hoo. What do we got here? Reflection things. An actual manual. You know, I shouldn't actually gripe too much about it. 30. I've seen the video that's on James Sherman's channel. I really like it. Let's see what happens here. How hard can it be? Some doodads and doohickeys that you can put in front of the scope. I've seen other people review this scope, but none of them talked about hooking it up on Linux. And I don't actually know if it's this exact same one or not. It just looks like this. People include the dang serial numbers and whatnot. I'll include a link to this where I got it on. I got this one on Amazon, and I don't get any money for this at all, people. Not a penny. I tried setting up some sort of vendor thing. Pain in the ass. And how much money would I make anyway? It's not worth the time, not worth the trouble. So this is a very impartial review. Strongly opinionated, but very impartial. So there's some sort of a button on here and a dealy wheel. Maybe I should... That's probably a dimmer for the light. Maybe I should actually look at the manual. I mean, they have one. Post-sale services. Unauthorized disassembly, technical specifications, blah, blah, blah. It's a USB dingus. Plug it in and maybe it'll work. Okay, that's about all I got out of that. Well, here's the USB and here's the dingus. Let's see what happens. All right, well, a light came on when I plugged it in. And I plugged it in far enough away. There it is. You can see this. I'm guessing this is a dimmer wheel on here. Yeah, that's actually nice. And this probably turns it on and off. Or not. It's a button of some kind. You know what? There's a little icon on there. But I can't see what it means. It's a... I'll take a picture of it with the camera if I can get the camera to go. All right, so we have a dimmer. This is probably like any other USB microscope type of thing. There's a button. I have another one that's just awful. I've tried to use it. The focus stinks. The lighting stinks. Everything about it stinks. But it has a little button you press, and it tells, like, if you have a capture app running. Even on my Linux box, if I just run cheese, which I'll fire up in a second, and you hit the little button, it takes a nice picture, and it all works fine. So I'm hoping that's the case with this. Well, if we bring up the Cheesemeister on Linux, it's just called Cheese. It's definitely filming something here, and that is definitely doable. Well, okay, so it just works on Linux, so no more of that discussion. Let me see if I aim it around at various things. What do we get here? So here's a box of like pens. Like here's my fingernail. I mean, that's not bad. And I'm just aiming it at random things. And here's the icon on that button. Oh, here we go. Let's press it and see what happens. There you go. That's what my other camera did too. It just says, oh, I'm going to take a picture, and there you have it. Here I am. Hello there. No good light. Oh, look at that. I can focus from wherever. I need a shave. Okay, I know. Beard trimming is imminent. My sweetie has made that very clear. She'll like kill me. Think, oh, you're broadcasting this hideous hair mop that I have. There we go. I have no lighting on my desk. I don't have the general room lighting on today. Wow. That's pretty cool. Very happy with this. You know what we need now? We need to shoot some circuit boards. All right, so the real check is some circuit boards here. So let's go ahead and shoot a circuit board here. So that actually, wow, look at that. Holy cow. This is a Upduino. And this is the ICE 40 chip on it. Wow. I can't really hold it steady here. There we go, UP. It's a UP5. Okay, wow. Let's put the stand together. And if we're going to steal James' scope, oh, we got to slide it around on this little stand like he does. Oh, come out of there. So it comes with a couple of these pieces here. One of them must be for the camera, and the other one, I think this goes into there, yeah. And then one of these. There we go. So this little thingy here, I'm guessing is for the camera. And this is actually a pretty decent little setup. This was not very expensive. I think with this stand, it was $70. If you just buy the camera alone, I think it's only $59. Something like that. Don't tear me apart. I'll put a link to this. Where I bought this one, I got it on Amazon. I'll put this on in the description below the video on YouTube. So the way this is supposed to work, if you don't over tighten it before you use it. Oh, come on. You know, it's stuck in there, so it's going to be hard for me to screw this into the... Oh, there we go. All right. All right, so oops, I'm screwing the handle. So if you screw this handle, you can see that that's going to raise and lower the scope, right? If you hold on to the bottom part here, maybe I can thread it into its base. Probably should have put this in before I put the camera on, but whatever. It's a versatile system. Easy to set up. All right, now we're in cooking here. All right, so yeah, we can raise it up and lower it down, and then of course you can mess with the camera like this as well. That's kind of nice. Let me see here. Oop. Here's a nice Upduino. Here we go. Maybe I can get a steadier hold on the thing. Lower it down so you can see what I'm doing. It's coming down like that. If it doesn't get close enough for you, you can just adjust it this way. Wow, that gets really close. Holy cow. And I don't have a very good lighting for this either. And of course, I don't even have the scope lighting on. So let's turn the scope lighting up. You can sort of see it over here on the desktop. Is there yeah, so you can focus it with this knob here. Now, of course, at the moment, I'm enamored at how close we can get with this thing. But this is not all that practical. Honestly, who's going to want to do this? You're going to have to, normally we'll shoot from a little bit further back. But let's take a closer, let's see how close we really can get with this thing. Or not while we're here. If I put the camera physically way down there, I'm like, this thing is about 5 millimeters away from the circuit board right now. Let's see what happens here. I don't know if it can focus this close. I mean, this is ludicrous. All right. Wow. I don't know what it's going to do. Is it going to make it? I'm looking at 2 pins. Those pins are probably a 0.5 millimeter apart. Wow, I can barely adjust the scope here. I have to lift the scope up in the holder a little bit because it's just physically too close. So now I'm about 6 millimeters away. And of course, it's ludicrously far away. Now I got to refocus. See if I can get, there you go. It's focusing on something. Honestly, I don't know what that is. That could just be the bare naked paint on the circuit board. Oh, yeah, it is. Wow. There's the chip. I'm guessing I'm looking at U2. Alrighty, look at that. It always amazes me how horrible all the, when you zoom in, like when they show manufacturers zoom in and they show you the silicon die with all the little welded wires on it and stuff, and they all look so hideous and primitive. I would I would have thought it would be super clean and wonderful. So you can see you can see flux in there. This is horrible. Of course, my boards are probably worse. I'll hold off on zooming in on my own handiwork. Let's look at somebody else's first. All right, here's what is this, an FTDI chip or something on there? I generally don't put these on my design. Yeah, it's an FTDI USB adapter for the programming. I don't use these because I always have Pis lying around. I just use a Pi, and an FTDI wastes power and space on a circuit board. And when you're done programming the thing, it's just there and wasting space, time, and money and whatnot. So that is crazy cool. There's an LED on this particular board as well. Wow. Okay. Let's do a more practical type of shot where you might normally want to look at something other than like one single pin of one integrated circuit from a little bit more of a distance. Like here's an LED. It's got 10 LED bar graph. That's a great picture, and the focus is lovely. You move this thing around and it just tracks it. Now I'm recording the camera off my screen by capturing a video player app. For me to use this in my workflow, this is a terrible way to do it. But I will see if I can put together a script for direct recording. And that's, of course, what I want to do, so that I can use this without all this rigmarole when I'm recording my videos. I'm very happy with this. A big thanks to James Sharman for finding this and showing it to us all. And a big thanks to everybody on my Z80 Retro Discord that brought up camera microscopes the other day. When I was sitting there saying, gee, I've been thinking about buying this. It's been in my cart on Amazon. So after talking to everybody about it, I just purchased it. I'm very happy with this. I give it a thumbs up. I can't. There's my thumb. It's hard to see in there. All right, so let's work on a capture script so that I can directly ingest this right into my video files along with the audio recording at the same time, because that's what I use when I'm talking about stuff on my bench. All right, a quick little orientation of how I record my stuff. Great or bad, here's how I do it. I got these scripts down here that record from Pi Camera 1, Pi Camera 2, a microscope that I used to have that's an absolute piece of crap that's now being replaced by this one, and this here that I use for recording my screen, which is what's executing right now. Each one of these runs ffmpeg in it one way or another to collect the data that I need. So since I already had this to record a USB microscope, I'm guessing in here lies something. What do I do here? This captures audio from also. Oh, this is an old script. So, and I got to be careful if I run this right now because I'm using the camera with the screen capture recording I'm doing, or rather the microphone. with the screen capture recording. So if I ran this right now, I don't know what would really happen. If, on the other hand, I look at one of these Pi cameras, PiCam 1 is my bench camera that I ran last time, and I think I commented out the audio up here. No, it's commented back in. So let me make a copy of this file for my new camera, and we'll hack this thing up. Ugh. This actually downloads from a streaming Pi server using this notation here. Here's the one that actually grabs the video from a Raspberry Pi. I can talk about this some other day. However, what am I doing? ffmpeg, frame rate this, copy it into there. The ffmpeg, when you say -C copy, what it does is it takes the video from this stream and does not re-encode it. It just simply saves it into the file you name over here. And this is a thing that's made with some commands up here about where it came from and things like that. But roughly this is the command here, okay? So let's go ahead and look back at the Microscope one again, which is a whole nother thing. So what do I got? Lossless encoding, record as fast as possible. So I'm thinking if we just leave out the audio, and these are all different ways of doing, converting the video and all this other fun stuff. Video size, that's pretty big. Record as fast as possible, yada, yada, yada. I default. I can't remember how the heck to do this. This works very differently than those other scripts. This one will clobber and overwrite the file and things like that. And after losing plenty of videos, I rewrote the other ones that I use on a day-to-day basis, like the recording of the screen and so on. VidCam might actually be my... that might actually be a clip on... yes, it is. Like a video conferencing thing that I got from, one of those Logitech video cameras. What does this one do? Again, it grabs the audio using ALSA, and this thing here is my, like a little mixer. It's a Euphoria. It's a U192K. Actually, I think that might be the bit rate or something. Anyway, I got a Euphoria 4-channel microphone mixer thing that I use to get the audio, and this is grabbing the audio from that, and then it's probably grabbing the video. Yeah, the audio only goes into an MP3 file. Okay, there you go. And then at the same time this is running in the background, I then run, what do? I run V42L control. What this does is it sets a whole bunch of cool settings, and this is actually what I had hoped to find. These allow me to see what's going on. I can control the brightness and all this stuff on the camera. Now, these are all for like the C130 or the C30, the Logitech. Which one is it? Did I comment in here? I don't even know where it is. After I moved, it could be anywhere. It's around here somewhere. But anyway, my point is, once you get the thing all configured up, you can... set it to do whatever you want, turn off the continuous white balancing that screws up the thing all the time while you're recording. Record the video only into an MPEG file. That's exactly what I wanted to see. -I video, copy, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so video is this. It's the port. So let's see. Dev, video something should be over there. I got video 0 and video 1. 1514, that actually is about when I plugged it in. So I got 2 of those sitting there. And I think the other one did the same thing. So the question is, which one do you use? I don't know. We'll fire it up and find out. And what does all this stuff do? I think if you run this, it'll dump out everything and all of the current values. So you can See what the heck is going on. Let's try that. It pulls the camera and tells you what's possible. That's interesting. There we go. So if I do video 0, this then prints out, and this is the V42L blah, blah, blah. This would probably also work on a Raspberry Pi, because it's still Linux, and these are just commands that talk to the USB device. So this is going to say the current value and what it is and the range that I can set it to if I want to mess around with all these settings, which is really fun. You can waste a whole day messing with this stuff. Knock yourself out. I'm going to leave it set to the defaults, whatever that might be. And then down here, I got a comment that says, ffmpeg, blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure that that's the right size I want to really be using. Why was I recording 1920 by 1080? Oh, that's regular old HD. That's why. And then I want to, yeah, I don't know. Does it do MJPEG? What does it do? Oh, motion JPEG is not what I want it to. That would result in a very large file. And what happened was I was clowning around with all the different modes that camera could support. And I found that mode worked fairly well in order to get the audio to synchronize up again later. Let's not get too cute. Let's just run the same thing. Point is, I think this is going to generate a bigger file than it is necessary. And I think I'm on, what, video 0? Because that goes right there. Copy, blah, 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 and I'm saving it into an MKV file there. Let's say xxx.mkv. Now, the magic of ffmpeg is the reading of 8 billion opinions on even more web pages by the time you're done with it, in order to try and figure out what you want to do. So that I'm going to leave as a task to the viewer. Now it's upset. Does not contain any stream. That's not good. Maybe, what was it, video 0 or 1? No? Well, that's gall darn painus in the bungus. So now I got to figure that out. Well, is there any clues in here? Auto, yeah, exposure, dynamic, frame rate. Well, what we can start doing is removing things. Now, maybe this doesn't support MJPEGs. Let's just not specify it, and maybe it'll figure it out on its own. I'm pretty sure that much is right. And we can leave off the copy and let it do whatever it wants to, it being ffmpeg. Let's see what happens here. Output file. Output? What? Oh, that's a problem. I'm writing into dev videos here. Is that what it was saying the whole time? Yeah. Okay, my bad. Mine is C copy. Well, let's go back and look at the original command. Mine is I video. Dingus. Okay, here we go. Take 2. I. MJPEG minus I. Okay, it's recording something. That's great. At 15 frames a second. That's perfectly reasonable. I mean, how many do you really need on a YouTube video? It may be that maybe the camera doesn't do 30. I don't know. Let's do a quit. I hit Q. All right, so I said give me 30, but it only did 15. So now I should be able to play that video back. So it's right there. File. This. It should be able to tell me what it is. It's an MKV file. So if I say FF, well, if I use VLC, it might actually be a better player to use on the screen. Wow. It's there and it's working. I assume this will be recordable with the screen capture, which doesn't always happen. Wow. Of course, I wasn't moving anything, so that's a bit of a boring video. Let's do another one. This is fantastic. And then I'll have to do it with sound, but you know what? I don't think I care. Because I'm not going to be talking on this capture. I mean, we're not going to see much of me ever in the microscope. Well, let's see if this thing overwrites the file. Yes, it does. Oh, it asks. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it anyway, but we'll move this thing around a little bit. Now, I can definitely see that I can't see the preview of this thing. That's a problem. I'll have to use a recorder that gives me a previewer that I can run on my bench so I can know what this thing is pointing at. But other than that, I think it's okay. VLC. Let's look at it again. Now I moved it around. There we go. I'm moving it around. Definitely has a rolling shutter because you can see it kind of rolls and waves when I'm moving it like that. I'm very happy with the focus, and the lighting in here is not, I mean, this is regular old room light. It's fantastic. I think this is a great camera for this sort of work. I got to wonder if James got lucky on his first guess. or if he went through several before he found the one that he was using. So I'm pretty darn happy with this thing. You'll definitely see more video from my channel down the road here. I don't know what these are little things you can clip on here. Do a Google search for microscopes, and there's the one with a little mirror on it. I guess you can look around a corner. I don't know. And they kind of create effects and things like you're looking down a tunnel or something. Here's a cone type of thing. I'm not, whatever. I saw somebody else reviewing those and waste of time. I'm not interested in that. I'm just using this as a regular old camera that I want to be able to shoot something down here up close so I can see the circuitry and stuff in there. All right. So this is the Opti-Tech telescope. Link below my video on YouTube where I got this on Amazon. No relation, no finder's fee, no ads, no support from them on this channel anyway. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.